The Belgian Grand Prix for EA Racing League, sensational qualifying. As here's your results, it is Nick on pole in the Ferrari, joined by Chris on the front row of the grid. Then it's Scott in third place. Cloud takes 4. Justin and Supply Raptor occupy the third row of the grid, joined by Dusty and Barmy Tick on the fourth row. Zyro and F1 Lightning round off the fifth row of the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, what a qualifying time that was from everybody. Next up is the Grand Prix. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon. See you soon, everybody. On the grid then, everybody. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights ahead of the drivers here in Spa. And they get away. It is lights out and away we go. Nick Arrow with a beautiful start off the line behind. There's lots of tussling going on, but at the front of the grid, Nick gets away well. Chris tries to challenge him, but nowhere near enough then to make a move at the moment. We're going to head all the way up towards Eau Rouge and to the top of Radian in the Camel Straight. Nick Arrow is away and flying. Chris to second place. Scott and Cloud then giving it a bit of a tussle all the way up to the top of Radion now. Down towards the Camel Straight. We're going to get lots of overtakes here. We've got Supply looking like he could make a move soon on some drivers ahead. Cloud as well, all in the bunch at the moment, as Nick has not bottled the race start. Up the inside line, tries to go Scott, tries to take second place, but couldn't get ahead this time around. Stays in third place for now. Chris holds second place. Nick holds the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix on the first lap of 22, everybody. A very nice start for the Ferraris, as Cloud holds fourth place as well. Can he make any more places up is the question. We will have a look. The top 7 haven't changed a single bit at the moment, but behind that, it's a completely different story. Up 5 places for Tig then. A very nice start for the Haas car this afternoon, all the way up then to P11 from the start, trying to go around the outside. He's Barmy Tick then on the Williams of Edsy, and he's going to absolutely do it. Send that green car up the inside line, and he has marked his territory there into 9th position. Barmy Tick deposits Edsy down to 10, and he's into the top 10 very nicely indeed there from Barmy Tick. As we move back up the order then, everybody, with Nick Arrow being your race leader and still leading from the pole position start that he had. Zyro with a 3-second time penalty, everybody, in the early stages. Nick gets the fastest lap. Flame with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he retires from the session early on just as the race begins. Go, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. On the second lap of 22, with 20 laps to go, and Nick Arrow being your race leader still. We head all the way down towards the final few corners. Ooh, this is getting close here. Justin on the backside of Cloud. Could he make a move to make a move past the Ferrari? He looks for the gap of the inside line, then he darts to the outside line, which now becomes the inside into the final corner in the bus stop chicane. Will it be enough for Justin to get ahead? He's going to go side by side with Cloud. He's going to try his best, but he has to back off and can't find his way through just yet. Staying tight and conserved behind Cloud, waiting for his moment as he takes the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Justin with the fastest lap at this moment in time. Very good for him as we head up towards Eau Rouge, and Justin is not done yet. The DRS will be activated now, and he's going to get it all the way down the Camel Straight to just help him along the way. The man ahead in front of him has got the DRS as well, but still, Justin with the extra speed, he's going to try and dip it up the inside of the Ferrari. It is side by side today here in Spa, but Cloud just defends off still, ladies and gentlemen, to keep Justin at bay. Ahead of that, Chris goes for the race lead. Nick Arrow's dropped down to second place now, and the race lead has finally been contested. We finally have some place changes at the top 7, everybody. And Chris goes for the lead. He was successful into the Grand Prix lead, P1. We've got Tig with a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting today. And I believe I've just seen him get a 3-second before this as well. So that's quite a lot of penalties then coming his way on only the 3rd lap of the race. Which I'm going to keep an eye on Justin again, because he was looking really close to make a move on Cloud. But is that going to be the case this time around? The DRS will be activated for all of these drivers here. Then long DRS train heading up towards the main straight, everybody. And Justin is gaining on Cloud, but will it be enough? Like I mentioned, both with the DRS, so the effect really isn't too good. Ahead of that, looking like Nick Arrow is trying to go for a move. The safety car's deployed. It's Tig with a 10-second penalty. Safety car's out. I'm not entirely sure how that has been deployed, everybody, but the safety car is out. In the very early stages, Tig with a massive wing damage, and that could be the culprit there. Tig with Spy. The pit lane goes Chris, Nick, Scott, everybody following him in then, all making the same decision to make an early pit stop onto the safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Every single driver doing the exact same thing here. Tony, Edsy, Matt Bree, Vettel as well probably is going to do the same thing. What a satisfying view that is there. We're going to get some double stacks here. The two Ferraris double stacking, the McLaren's double stacked as well as we head into the pit lane. The two Williams should be double stacking as well as they reach the end of the pit lane of Edsy and F1 Lightning. And I think the V-Carb's had to double stack too. There goes the Williams then. Quite some slow double stacks here. Of course, as they're all going in at the exact same time, which isn't ideal. But coming out of the pit lane now, Chris ahead, Nick, Scott, Justin, Supply, Dusty, Cloud, Barmy, Lightning, Tony, Madbury, Zyro, Vettel, Edsy, and Tig is your 15 drivers this afternoon, everybody. And it is Chris and Nick and Scott, your top three. We're about to go racing again in Belgium, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, your race leader, he's weaving to get the tyre temperature to the optimal conditions, and it's all down to him now to get us going racing again. The safety car's done, that's done its job. Chris, now it's time to do yours. He's going to head round the final corner, and he's already gone then. Nick Arrow has not reacted quick enough because Scott now on the backside of him already trying to make a move to go through. This time around couldn't do so, but if he keeps doing stuff like that, Scott might just make a move past Nick, ladies and gentlemen, and make it a bit hard for him. Chris is already 6 tenths ahead. He's flying ahead and running away with this race lead so far on the 7th lap of 22. Nick has got to try and do something about this then. The DRS won't be enabled this lap around. The cars have got to wait until next lap. Just waiting to happen. Justin then in the Aston Martin. He's got Scott locked in his sights. And we're going to head all the way down the main straight here. Behind that as well, I think Zyro is making an overtake up on Mad Bree as he does make a move down the grid up to P10. But Justin now has got an overtake, has got an opportunity for an overtake on Scott with the DRS, which is going to help him all the way down the Hemel Straight. Will we get an overtake this time around? We really, really want this, and Nick could be the man to do it today. The DRS will be activated. He's got 4/10 of a second in it. He is gaining and gaining, but this time around still will not be enough to make an overtake. Vettel joins back, so should be him racing now, which is good to see. Whoa, Scott and Justin giving it a good shot up the inside line. Justin goes through to third. Scott drops down to 4, everybody. A sensational move from Justin, and he gets ahead. Scott has to settle for 4 in the RB, and could possibly get himself back through, ladies and gentlemen, later on in the race. We've still got a long while left. We're just about to get to halfway, so still time to get this going, everybody, and get some more overtakes. And he is all good with that. Justin trying to stick it up the inside line. Maybe he's happy for second, but he doesn't want third. And Justin's going to try and get through here. Very nearly taking him out then from the back tyres, but he just about keeps it on the track. And Nick stays in second place on lap 10 of 22. So he sticks behind, but a man that does want to make a move is Justin in the Aston Martin, who was getting very racy on the backside of the Ferrari earlier on, and maybe this time around could be the time to do it. The DRS will be activated for the drivers, and once again, Nick Arrow around the outside line on the 4th time of asking. He goes through for the race lead, everybody. The man that started on pole position, he finds the race lead, and 11 laps that it has taken him. He's through, back again on the top spot. Chris in second place, holding off Justin. But lap 11 of 22, half race distance. The Ferrari is back leading the Grand Prix. Can Justin make his way through this time around? Everybody trying his absolute best here. Now, there you go. As Chris is going to gain on Nick. Will it be enough to make a move? The Nick Sauber is not going to be too worried to try and stick it up the inside line. Bit of wheel banging there, and from behind as well, Scott and Justin giving it a good go. Scott couldn't make a move through. Justin holds on to 3rd place, and that move doesn't happen just yet. Maybe a move behind Will, though. Cloud is into P6 at the minute. I think he's dropped down a place from the race start. He's dropped down 2, actually. He started P4, unfortunately. Justin in the pit lane then, everybody is going to get on some new tyres now. We've got Cloud in the pit lane too, and Barmy Tick, all deciding to make the exact same choice and decision right now into the pits. What are they going to do? It's going to be the hard compound tyres again then for Cloud, and out of the pit lane comes Justin on the hards as well. Possibly, is it the mediums actually? I can't entirely, I think it's the hards, is it? Could be the hards. As he exits now out of the pit lane, yes, it is the hard compound tyres and everybody for him. In the pit lane now for Zyro, so that'll be the end of those tyres for him. It's going to be the mediums to be put on the car now. 7 laps left. As all the way up towards Eau Rouge we go. Let's do it all again, shall we? Chris was the man to be looking like he was going to make a move on Nick. This time around, Scott is closer to Chris than Chris is to Nick. We're going to head all the way down. Will Chris make a move on Nick up the inside line? It's 3 abreast then, nearly into the left and the right-hander here. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Can Chris try and force his way through past the Ferrari? They're going to go side by side today. But Nick just about holds on to it in the Scuderia Ferrari today. Couldn't let that slip. And there we go. We've got Nick holding the race lead on lap 16 of 22 as we're going to head all the way then down the Kemmel Straight with the drivers again, with Scott and Chris. The drivers to make a move on Nick. Chris gaining, Scott gaining as well. He's going to try and thread the needle, but Chris goes on the inside line in the Ferrari, and he finds the race lead once again. And after many laps, after 5 laps, everybody, Chris regains the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Nick into second place. Scott couldn't find his moment in the sun there. He couldn't get through and has to stick in third today. The magic happens, and today we're going to see it again. Scott Holmes to make a move on Nick Arrow. He's going to try it around the outside line on the Ferrari. The V-car very nearly does it. Then the Ferrari locks up then going into the left-hander. Scott Holmes makes his move, and second place is all his. Nick Arrow down to third. The Scuderia locks up going into the right-hander and loses time, loses his place, and now has to be at the back of the podium today, everybody. Wow, just wow, what a lock that was. Just caused a bit of a ripple in the action. To begin the 20th lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, with only 2 more to go after this one. It's Chris still your race leader, with Scott Holmes in second place, and this man has got a very good opportunity to win the race. He's only got 3 laps to do it, including this one, and he needs to do it now if he wants to win this race. There's no margin for error. There's no time to mess around. Scott has got to push if he wants a race win here today, and he is gaining on the kick Sauber. I wasn't expecting a move this early, but here he goes. Scott to go up the inside line, and on lap 20 of 22, he'll send it up the inside line to gain the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Chris comes out on the back foot, and after 20 laps, Scott gets his moment in the sun. He's race leader here in Spa. Chris second place, Nick then in third, Supply Raptor 4, Dusty 5s, Justin 6, F1 Lightning 7, Cloud 8, Zyro 9, and Barmy ticking 10. But what a move, everybody. Scott is the race leader for TES in the RB. What a move with 2 laps to go after this one. Will he be able to hold it, or will it all be over? Win. Scott Holmes might just be your race winner today if he can hold on to it for the remaining 2 laps, including this one here. He's absolutely drove the wheels off of this car. We saw him trying to peek his head through in third place as the 2 drivers in front of Chris and Nick battled away. Scott couldn't find a way through, and now behind that, Nick is through now to second place. Chris drops down to third, and Scott is nowhere to be seen, flying ahead of the pack at the moment. Like I mentioned, the man, they just didn't get the right moment. He just couldn't find the right moments to make those moves, as the 2 guys in front were forming a brick wall when they were all battling at the front. But Scott finally gets his moment in the sun, everybody. And on lap 21 of 22, we only have 1 lap to go after this one. 1 lap of racing to decide the race winner, with 2 seconds the gap between P1 and P2. And working incredibly well as Scott begins the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix by 2.1 seconds ahead of Nick. And I think this might just be sealed for him on the final lap this afternoon. Nick in second place is going to have to try and fight for his dear life to stay ahead of Chris at the very end of this Belgian Grand Prix. Up towards Eau Rouge, over Radion and down the Kemmel Straight. Scott is ahead by 1.9. The gap's coming down, but still no DRS in sight. Behind that, Chris, Justin, Supply, all come as a pack then, and the Ferrari of Cloud to make a move. The Red Bull tries to move to the outside, inside line. Cloud around the outside now to try and make a move here in the Ferrari, and he's done so this afternoon on the final lap. He's through to P5, everybody. Cloud makes a move. The second Ferrari of Nick Arrows in second place, the man that looked like he might have had a chance at a race win today. And Chris, we all thought this man would win this afternoon, but unfortunately, it just doesn't go your way every time. And Scott has been a very good driver this afternoon. He drove beautifully well in the Visa Cash Out Racing Bull car. And the gap between him and the man in second place is 2.2 seconds this afternoon, this evening here at Spa. And he's drove the absolute wheels off it. He never got the opportunity for a move. The two men in front scrapping away, forming a wall. He had no way through. But this afternoon, it all finally becomes right for this one man of Scott in the RB, who's going to cross the line here today for round 5 and win the Belgian Grand Prix. Nick crosses the line to take second place, and fighting over the line, Justin snatches third, Cloud to 4. Chris spins around in the final corner. He settles for P5. It'll be Dusty who comes home in 6. 7 is F1 Lightning. 8 is Barmy Tick. 9 is Zyro. 10 will be Edsy. 11 will be Tony. 12 will be Vettel, and 13 will be Mad Brie. What a race, everybody. Well done. Crazy race, crazy race. There you go then, everybody. It is Scott Holmes then who wins the race here today in the Williams. Fastest lap goes to Zyro. It is the driver of the day awarded to Cloud, and the most overtakes awarded to Justin this afternoon. Scott then wins the Belgian Grand Prix, joined by Nick in second place, and the final spot of the podium is occupied by Justin in the Aston Martin. And it's Cloud 4, Chris 5, who really was unfortunate there. Dusty 6, Lightning 7, Barmy Tick 8, Zyro 9, and Edsy to round off the top 10. Then it's Vettel 11, Tony 12, and Mad Brie 13, Supply Raptor 14, and of course Tig and Flame retired from the session. That is it from me, ladies and gentlemen.